Here's the video answer to the exercise for or Section 4 exercises, which focused on clash detective. Here we have the structure model, and the first thing we have to do is append the MEP model into it. So I have the selection tree open. You can see that the structure and the MEP model are now together. At this point, you always want to probably hit the 3D home model, because you can see here that the models haven't been given the same origin. So what we want to do is get the structure model and go down to this units and transform box, which will show you that this has a Z of about 100 feet, which probably means that it needs to be brought down to about 0, because the MEP file was probably at 0. Okay, so we can say OK to this, and you can see that again, now we seem to be probably more in line with what we should have. Now notice that there are navigation tools on the back. I use this hand tool, which is the pan tool, a lot. Because that, again, if I use my little wheel on my mouse, I can sort of, just drag it around so I can see. You can also use the view cube, or, you can just click on and, to the right, to the left, things such as that. So anyway, you can see that transform did probably work. So the next thing we want to do is go to this clash detective. You can see that it says there's no clashes defined, so I'm just going to add the test, and I can call it whatever I want, but I'll leave it at test 1. Okay, I'll go down, I'll open up the structural model, and again, I think we were asked for first floor framing, structural framing. The MEP model, I'll open this up, and again, I think I was told to use the ducts on the lower level. Okay, so I've got the structural framing, first floor, I've got the lower level, MEP ducts taken. Now I run the test. You can see this only came up with one clash, all right, and it's shown right there. Okay, so that's, and I found one clash. You can see that if I zoom out again, I'll zoom back in, I'll window this. You can see that, it is sort of a steel beam hitting what looks to be a round duct. Okay, so that's good right there. If I want to know what that beam is, I can go to my select tool and highlight the beam. All right, and then I can actually either right click this and say selection inspector, and you can see there it says it's a wide flange W10. Okay, well, you can also do, and this may or may not work, it depends how much information was given in here. You can go up to the properties button and see if it tells you anything, and it's metal, it's under steel, the element. If you go to element, it does say, hey, it's a W10 element. So there's a couple ways you can tell what that is. Similarly, this duct, if you go down here and click it, again, you can say selection inspector. That didn't really tell us the size of the duct. So we can come up here to properties, and here you can see under the element it does say 10-inch diameter. Okay, now the other way that you could do that is to actually use your navigation tools to sort of slide this around and sort of get a good head-on view, and it takes a little bit of working, but went too far back there. It takes a little bit of time to get used to this, but you will sooner or later get used to it. Okay, and so I got a pretty good head-on shot of it right there. what I can do is I can go to the review button and hit measure. And again, when you get to the edge of the element, usually it gives you sort of a X crosshair. And if I go over here, give me another X crosshair, someplace close. Oh, there it was. There it is. And you can see it comes out to 10 inches. So that's another way that you can confirm that that's a 10-inch duct. Now, again, it looks just from, our viewing it, that it really is not too terrible. I mean, it's not a very, very big clash. It looks like it's just in the bottom flange. But anyway, if you go back to the home button and you hit select, I think that's already selected, it was blue. You can go to the item tools and you can hit this move button, and it gives you like 3 axes. Well, this definitely has to move down, so I'll go to the Y axis, or actually that's called the Z axis, and I'll pull that down just a hair until it looks like it's not touching anymore. And again, let me just go forward here. And I think, let me go forward. And let me just pull this down a bit. And I think it looks like, I'll bring this all the way around. Yeah, here we go. Okay, you can see there is a gap there. Okay, now if I go to this transform thing right here, I'll tag this open, and you can see how far I moved it in the Z direction, which is about 9/16 of an inch. Now I'm further, I've got a gap in there. I don't know whether this duct has any insulation on it or not, or if there's insulation that needs to go on it. You can see I'm at 9/16 of an inch with a little bit of gap. So I'd probably say, a 1/2 inch movement would be fine.